So, got the top of the cowl back on there. Did all the plug welds all along. That took forever. I think it's like 50 some odd plug welds I had to do on it. But that's on there. Ended up cutting out this section and cutting out some of this, and I had to weld in two pieces. The one on the bottom, then the top of this, and then kind of weld it all back together on there. Everything just kind of set up in there. Still needs a body filler. I ended up cutting a lot of this out, and I had to make another piece. On this side of the hole is another piece in there. I redid this curve. All this was rusted out in here, so I redid it all. So it curves out, and when the water comes out, it'll come out over here, and we'll land on the wiring harness on it. I still got the bottom half to do, but I'm just using that bed liner as a sealant on there after I painted it. So it still needs a little bit, but we gotta do the body filler. That way I'll cover up the seam that I welded back together on it. This top section where I had the tape on there when I took it off, that's what I was left with. Was this whole section was all rotted out. So I cut out the piece, and I got a new piece welded in there. Again, more body filler on there to level it out, and just to fix where all the welding is on there. But I just kept curving the metal, and I'm using a quarter panel from a Mustang. I'm using all my metal from that. So I found something that had a close curve to it. Then I just kept working it on the fender until I got it to match. So when you look down it, it's the same curve to it. I got to fix this little spot up here at the top. I took the tape off, and this is what I got for the passenger side of it. So I'll end up cutting this section out, and I'll weld in another piece there, and I'll cut that out, and I'll weld in a smaller piece on that one. For the passenger or driver side, where you had the body filler, just a couple little spots. I do a little small cut on that one, and I'll fix that. These I might try to just weld in. This section I'll have to cut it out and weld in another piece in there. But the little ones I should be able to just weld up. For the firewall, I have my new harness from the Formula 350. These bolts usually strip out on the inside for the plastic case that they go through. I don't like looking at the wiring harness there anyways. So that's going to get filled in. That one's going to get filled in. Where the clutch was, that's going to get filled in. And the bottom hole where your cruise control would go through, that's going to be my new wiring harness. I'm going to run all my wiring through there. And I end up using it is a boot for a Fox body for the door jamb, for the door into the door jamb post. This is just a test one. I know I have a good one, so I'll use that. I'll run all my wires through there, and then once they're through and on this side, I'll solder them together. That'll give me a complete harness. It's not like I have to take it out again. If I do, I cut it and I resolder it. But doing it that way, we'll get rid of everything. And that boot is a perfect fit for that lower hole. So that'll keep any water from going inside. And then I'll just run it along. And I can bring my wires up to do my wiper bleeds and all the other stuff for it. So at least I'll clean up this corner, and I'll get rid of the unsightly wiring mess there. Probably clean up the firewall a little bit better. But that's the update on it. I have to do the body filler all along the front, because I think it's supposed to be a seal. I think the factory uses a little bit of a sealant there, but I'll blend it so you'll still see the two panels, but it'll be sealed with the body filler. I took the vent off just so I can repaint underneath that and then put it on there, because usually the vents rust out on it. But at least it's together and I can keep progressing on.